Well, you may not be familiar with his name, but you probably recognize his face. Donald Sales has been acting for 10 years and has been seen in a lot of different projects. Most recently, Netflix movie The Adam Project, starring Ryan Reynolds and Jennifer Garner. Well, Donald was actually born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so we thought it would be fun to talk with him about his journey. And we welcome him this morning. Great to talk with you. Hey there.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. You still have family here in Tulsa, is that right?
My entire family is in Tulsa, and I miss them dearly.
I can imagine. Well, talk to us a little bit about growing up in Tulsa and your desire to become an actor, because it was a weird transition. What happened?
Well, you know, growing up in Tulsa was unusual for me because I always had this inkling to do some type of performance. I didn't really know that I was a performer until I was at my cousin's house, and she had a camera. When I saw that camera, just something ignited within me, and I just knew there's something about the stage and something about the camera that I had to be a part of. And then around my senior year in high school, I was introduced to the world of dance by who was a close friend at the time, Kristen Waterfield, who I have to thank for even asking me to be a part of the dance program at Nathan Hale. That started a path that I wasn't aware it was ahead of me. And from that moment on, I started training after high school, about 2 years. Then that led me to New York. Then that led me back to Tulsa, then around the world on cruise ships as a dancer. And then as of late 2012 is when I was really introduced into the acting world.
You'd actually played football, is that right, for Nathan Hale?
I was a starter on Nathan Hale's football team, and suddenly tables turned and it was time to dance.
Isn't that crazy? Do you ever think the what if, like what if you had pursued athletics as opposed to acting?
I mean, that was the plan. The plan was to, you know, play for OU or TU or somewhere and then land in the NFL. But, you know, the universe has a way of saying, nope, it's time to go that way.
Yeah, let's reverse this. Hey, well, it was great because we reviewed The Adam Project a few weeks ago, and I posted on Facebook, and someone said, you know, the bartender in that scene is Donald Sales from Tulsa. I did not know that, so I began this search to find you. I'm so glad I did, because not only, and I think we've got that clip, not only, I mean, you got to be opposite Jennifer Garner, which is such a cool experience, in a movie with Ryan Reynolds. What was that like?
Well, that was amazing. They were the most down-to-earth team that I was able to work with. They were inviting, they opened to conversations. It wasn't like you were with stars. It was just like I was with a couple friends that I hadn't seen in a while.
It seemed very natural. It seemed so cool to watch. Now, that's just one of the many projects. You sent me this sizzle reel, and I just was kind of blown away, because I think you're one of those actors that you're like, oh, yeah, that's him.
Well, I guess so. I happen to just do what feels good to me at the moment. You know, I have these opportunities and I try to take advantage of it as much as I can. But I make a point of really working on works that speak to me so that I can, you know, express what I feel out to the audiences out there. Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask, is when you get a project or somebody's, you know, talking with you or your agent, and all of a sudden you're like, so some of the tell us some of the roles that you've played.
Well, some of the ones that come to mind is Kung Fu. I was in Kung Fu. I was playing an amazing character named Razor. A Million Little Things was a really emotional TV show I was able to shoot, and it was talking a lot about the recent COVID positions we were in. There's been so many, it's hard to, Van Helsing, the vampire TV show. That was a great show to work on as well.
So what projects are you looking at now? Where do you see yourself down the road?
Well, right now I'm winding up to do a play here in British Columbia by playwright Janet Sears called Harlem Duets. I got a really emotional, powerful short film that's coming out called El Mulatto. And pretty soon I'm working on Chesapeake Shores.
Looking forward to all of that. Hey, I know you had some shout outs. I want to make sure I give you time to say thanks or say hello to some folks.
Oh, absolutely. I want to say special thanks to Miss Duncan, special thanks to Kristen Waterfield, special thanks to Miss Debbie, special thanks to Chuck Sissel, and the most thanks I want to give to is my mom. She saw me through all of this. She gave me rides to every rehearsal. no matter how late it was. I love you, Mama, and I thank you for everything you've done for me.
Hey, Donald, if you are ever in Tulsa and when you come back, please give me a shout. We'd love to have you come back on the show.
Absolutely.
Great to visit with you. Good luck in all your endeavors.
Thank you. Bye-bye.